People's real karma is a lack of development in their character. Once somebody has learned their lesson, they realize that the situation was karma itself.
Karma is not what happens after the fact. Karma is what is happening within it. And as you can hear, I am not doing this justice, so please go back and watch her video. But story time. I came out of a exploratory phase in my life where I didn't know who I was, and I had a lot of unhealed trauma, and I hurt a lot of people. And I lost a lot of things due to my actions and my decisions. And I was doing the best that I could, which is such the paradox of life, right? Like, everyone's always doing the best that they can. And there are some really shitty people out there, and they do some really shitty things. And I was in that place in my life where I hurt a lot of people, and I did it doing the best I could, but because I had unhealed trauma and generational trauma and things that I had not worked through. And so I went through a period of life where I now had to face what I had done to people, but that wasn't the karma, okay? Watching people suffer was not the karma. It was part of it, but it was not the whole thing. I went on a healing journey, and during that time, I attracted a lot of people around me that were also unhealed during that healing journey. When I needed the most love and the most care from other people, I didn't get it because they were unhealed and they hurt me. They hurt me because they were jealous. They hurt me because they were also operating from unhealed places. And so I had to go through that healing journey alone. And I had to be the one that said, I'm going to love me. I'm going to love me. I finally had to come out of the abuse and the neglect and the exploitation and say, I'm going to love me. And you can't come along on this journey if you don't love me and you don't show up for me the way that I show up for myself. And so I had another loss during this burn down period, this journey where I was quite literally leaving everything behind in my old life. During that time of burning it down and finding myself and having to do it pretty much alone because the people around me were all unhealed and I was attracting that into my life and they didn't show up for me, that was the karma for my choices that hurt people. That was the karma. It was being around people that were quite literally myself. They were reflecting back to me what happens when you are unhealed and you operate from a place of damage and generational trauma. They were hurting me. They weren't there for me. They were secret haters. They were jealous. And that's who I was because I was unhealed. And now that I'm on the other end of it, because I had to step up and break out of that cycle and I had to level up and I had to change myself, everything in that old life is now behind me, and it's been a lot of loss. I don't know how much loss it really was, though, because how good were these people for me? They were not good, and it's okay that I lost them because it's not really a loss when they're not great people. But the good people that I've had in my life, the blessings that have come to me that were always good or that have come into my life and have been good, they're reflecting back to me my new persona, my new personage that I am from healing and changing. And so now I can know that the karma is over and I am moving into a new trajectory, a new timeline, a new dimension where I am healed, where I take ownership of my traumas and I take ownership of my actions and I'm self-aware and I come from a place of dignity and self-love. And I emanate that in my relationships. And now my relationships reflect who I am now. They are loving, they are consistent, they are loyal, they are honest, they are healed. It is the karma that moves us through to these new dimensions. And now we can fully start anew and live on this new timeline. But it is the old relationships and life situations that are the karma for the mistreatment that we have placed on other people and that we have forced other people to endure because of our unhealedness. It is all in the healing. Getting out of karmic cycles is all from healing.